What makes this archetype a little different is that while all of the other planets have the Roman names for the gods, Uranus is the Greek primordial version of Zeus, so there's no clues there. So instead what we're going to look at is the set of aspects that personify the goddess of the third eye. I better start off by acknowledging that while I do identify with this archetype, I don't consider myself to have any clairvoyant or special psychic abilities. I'm not like Storm from the X-Men or like, I can hear a thing. So I suspect what's going on is instead what it's showing us is what the third eye's for, and it looks more like it's about our conscience, or what Freud would call our superego. And I'm not really a big fan of Freud, but he may have named a thing there. So let's have a little look at what this is all about.
First detected in 1781 by English astronomer Sir William Herschel, Uranus, in Greek mythology, is the name for the heavens. Like all the other planets, Uranus spins like a top, but tipped over on its side. Strangely tilted and off-center, Uranus's magnetic field extends in a bizarre corkscrew tail millions of miles into space.
When astrologers found out there was this new planet in the solar system, they had to scramble around and quickly work out what this planet was associated with. And Uranus became the new ruler of Aquarius. She is intelligent, she's innovative, and she's a humanitarian. In astrology, Uranus is about sudden change. She is about a shock out of the blue. She is the flash of inspiration, and she is literally lightning and electricity. She brings us leaps forward in science and technological innovation. And sometimes new stuff can seem a bit weird and radical. And yeah, Uranus is about being a bit eccentric, being a bit different, being an individual, about celebrating diversity. She brings us women's liberation, the abolishment of slavery, the celebration of gender diversity and the rainbow community. Those changes that she brings can look more like environmental disasters like hurricanes or earthquakes or revolutions. Welcome to the age of Aquarius, my friend. In Santería, the Orisha who looks like this is called Oya, and Oya is the goddess of lightning. She is the goddess of wind and hurricanes. She is the storm that blows away the old to make way for new growth. She's intellectual, she rules justice and memory, and also magic. She is about the aging process and also death. She is a psychopomp and will help people with the whole dying crossing over process. And she's not afraid of getting her hands dirty to do the work which needs to be done. So you'll often find her with a broom and a duster clearing away the dirt to make things nice again. And she's got quite a few names which tell us a bit about her. Her metal is copper, her colours are burgundy or all of the colours together like a rainbow, and you'll often see her holding a sword. There's a story as to how she got that sword. So Oya used to be married to Ogun, who's the god of iron and war, and she left him to go and live with Shango, king of the gods, king of thunder, and when Oya left Ogun, she took his tools as women do when they leave their husbands. Which brings us along to the legal system. In the tarot, her card is Justice. Here we see a woman seated in front of a dark red veil. That veil is about the other side of our subconscious. And you'll see that veil again with the High Priestess card. She wears a crown with a blue jewel over the third eye, and she's holding that sword, which is about the rational mind and protecting justice. And in her other hand, there's the level scales, which is about a fair deal for all. In other pictures of Justice, we'll often see her wearing a blindfold, which continues on that ideal. Over in Rome, the goddess who is associated with law and justice is called Minerva, and maybe Minerva is the right name for this planet. It would be nice to see another goddess up in our solar system. Minerva was one of the three most important deities in the Roman pantheon. She sits right up there with Juno and Jupiter, and she's possibly more well known by her Greek version. Her Greek version is Athena. Athena is the goddess of wisdom, and Athena was the patron deity of Athens. Athens is the home place of democracy. There was this new idea that everyone had a right to say how the place was being run. Everyone, as long as they were a male and they weren't a slave. But it shows you how far our society has come along. Athena won that right because of her great gift to humanity, which was the olive. Olives are very, very useful. They are food, they are oil, they are medicine, they are a building material. And they're also used as an olive branch, as a request for peace negotiations. Athena is a goddess of war, but it's more like being a protector because she's a goddess of strategy. She's also a goddess of the crafts of weaving and sewing, and her symbol is the owl. The owl has really big eyes that can see in the dark. Athena has a colour named after her eyes, which is glycol, which is the blue-grey colour of the sky, which makes her associated as a sky goddess once again. People who personify this archetype might have traits or interests relating to this archetype, such as being interested in sewing, weaving, making clothes like Coco Chanel. She might have an interest in science and technology, like Marie Curie, or that lady who used to study insects. Her discoveries about insects were so bizarre that people thought she was making stories up about them. It's like, nah, that's just nature. Nature's really, really weird. People with this archetype might have an interest in social justice, like being a social worker, a lawyer, a judge. They could be energy workers, massage therapists, cleaners, lots of cleaning. There's always cleaning work to be done. And she might look a bit like me because I do personify this archetype. People with this archetype will pair up with the Mars archetype, and sometimes after being with that partner, she will leave him and pair up with the Jupiter archetype. Sometimes she just skips and goes straight off with the Jupiter archetype. I always feel really weird talking about who people pair up with because I know this is a little bit more out there, but hey, I'm just telling you the story as I've discovered it. It's a really, really old story from Africa, but it probably seems a bit new because we haven't heard it here in Western society. But yeah, that would be Minerva. If you found this video interesting, maybe you want to check out the other videos I've made on the deities which are in our solar system. I'll see you soon.